Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
My goodness, so much news coming in. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you for all your great comments and emails and love and support. We really appreciate it. Some great emails, I'll tell you. Someone sent me and said, you get the most flack when you're over the target.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, the Watchtower trolls and agents are out in force. So all of you YouTubers, be careful because they are trying everything. A Watchtower troll is even posting underneath our comments that Mike is a pedophile. It's like, good Lord.
They'll stop at nothing.
Yeah, it's like, good Lord, talk about slander and liars.
Well,
who are the slander and liars?
I think somebody made a comment that if this pedophile list of Watchtower comes out, and the apostate's name will show up on this, Watchtower, look at me when I make this comment. If my name shows up on that list as a pedophile, you can goddamn well bet I will sue you for slander. Simple as that, chumps.
Well, the thing is look how many Michael Brooks there are. Even in Cottonwood, Arizona, a small town that we lived in, 30 years ago, there was another Michael Brooks in that town because we started getting phone calls from a bank saying that we were behind on our loan payment.
I don't have a loan with you.
And it's like, we've never done business with you guys. How could we be late? And we actually had to go in and he had to show his driver's license and social security card. And they're like, oh, we're sorry.
Well, what's interesting about this entire story is that when I was a ministerial servant and in Arizona, one of our circuit overseers, and he's passed away since then, his name was David Brooks, my brother, my fleshly brother. That was his name. But this David Brooks, the circuit overseer, had a cousin whose name was Michael Brooks. Now, you pick up any phone book in America and look up anybody's name, and you'll probably see the same name 2 or 3 times. So who's ever posting that? You need to try a little bit harder than that, chump.
Yeah, but this is a warning to all of our viewers and all of you YouTubers. I know we can't do anything about the slander and the lies, but we can just keep saying, we know this is Watchtower trolls and agents, and especially with recent events, it seems to have heightened, the target on us. And the thing is I'm sweet and I try to love everybody, but when you start crap like this, oh yeah, you're gonna get the horns. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank Aunt Nellie so much for the link to this article, and I'm going to put the links to all of these down below. I'm going to pin them to the top of the comments because I've been told that if you put stuff in the description under your video that YouTube may find controversial, that they could, shut you down. But anyway, this is out of Honduras. An elder, a Jehovah's Witness elder, has raped a 12-year-old girl.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and I love the picture at the top of the article because it has a picture of him with 2 police on each side of him. Oh yeah, with guns in their hand. And I would love to see the governing body in a picture like this. I really would.
Wait for it.
Oh,
You just might see it.
Was I too disrespectful of the governing body? The thing is, I'm going to harp on this a little bit more. Many of you who are new to our channel, I have told my story that I was a child physical abuse survivor. I was beaten as a child with a belt and thrown against furniture, and at some point it broke my wrist here, and I didn't even know it until I had a little incident and had to go to the emergency room, and the doctor asked me, how old were you when you broke your wrist? And I didn't know.
What?
Yeah, and he said, well, I can tell because it didn't heal properly. So at some point, my wrist got broken, and my parents did not take me to the hospital. So, you know, I'm a little sensitive when it comes to any kind of abuse. So just know that for you future trolls that, oh yeah, and you Watchtower agents, I'm going to expose you. All right, back to the article. I'm sorry. Honduras, a former member of Jehovah's Witness Church, well, of course they're going to remove him because he was an elder, was found guilty for the crime of special rape of a 12-year-old girl. Roger Abraham Flores Diaz, 47 years old, who had been named elder of his church, was found guilty after proving that he had sexually abused a child under 12 years of age. The ruling of the judges in the Court of Judgment was unanimous. Because Flores Diaz was convicted of 13 special rape crimes, he could face a minimum sentence of 195 years in prison.
You know, friends, many years ago, before I was fully awake, I was observing things within the organization, and I even made a comment to my mother based on some of the things that I was observing. And I'll just tell you, what I was observing was that anger just right there among Jehovah's Witnesses. And I told my mom, I says, you know what? It's not going to surprise me one day that you're going to start hearing that Jehovah's Witnesses are killing Jehovah's Witnesses. We've already heard that. And now listen to what we're having to hear. Elders raping 12-year-old girls.
This elder took advantage of the confidence of the victim, and we all have been talking about this. See, the organization, this is where they fail. This is an epic failure because they tell you to put your explicit trust in the shepherds, the elders. Well, this is the consequence of when you do that. Because it says, took advantage of the confidence that the victim, her mother, and her brother had given him. Because they were all members of the Jehovah's Witness Church in San Pedro Sula. And, you know, that's what happens, is we're told, you know, put your trust.
You know, I'm just beginning to wonder when, you know, since the Watchtower Bible Tract Society tells us that, you know, we all read the same Watchtower at the same time. You know, we all are fed around the world the same literature, the same magazines. We all study the same Watchtower article. I wonder when Watchtower published that piece of propaganda crap about, you know, apostate-driven lies or the plague of child abuse, if those Jehovah's Witnesses in that congregation put their hand up and says, these are all apostate-driven lies. Yeah. When they're seeing in their own news this elder's raping a 12-year-old girl. Wake up, people. Jehovah's Witnesses, wake up. These are no longer apostate-driven lies. This is your own organization lying to you, and you're dumb enough to sit there and swallow the lie.
Well, I think most of them aren't. That's why they're PIMOs.
That's why they're waking up and leaving, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Like I said, so much here. I want to thank Zeb very much. Hi, sweetie. The other day before yesterday, we had posted a video of a news item where a mom, the Jehovah's Witnesses showed up at her door asking for her minor daughter, and they wouldn't identify themselves. And I want to thank the brave mom, Susan Johnson, because she has put the unedited video on her YouTube channel, and it's under Susan Johnson. And I'm going to put the link down below, and you can go see, you know, all of this, because, oh my goodness, the thing about, you know, the racism that's going on in this country, I mean, this is bad. This is bad.
All I can say here is somebody get this to CNN and see how they're going to spin this one when you realize it was a black man slapping a white woman. Come on, people. We need to stop swallowing that pill that these news outlets are trying to get us to swallow. I mean, we've already swallowed that Watchtower pill. and a lot of us have taken care of that problem. But the problem still exists in our news media, especially CNN and MSNBC. We need to start focusing on the other end. This is not a white supremacy thing going on here.
It's a hate thing.
It's a hate and it's a mental illness thing.
Yeah. All right. Now, because of the sensitivity of this, I'm not going to say who sent me these, but I'm just going to call them a ghost. And I want to thank this person so much because, oh my goodness, this opens a whole new cavern to this rabbit hole we've all been in. And like we keep saying, it never ends. I'm going to put the link down below. If you go to Citizen Audit, CITIZENAUDIT.org, and you do a search for Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, Watchtower Bible Tract Society of New York, Watch Space Tower, Watchtower, all one word, Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, put any of these in. Oh my goodness, you would not believe the documents and information that comes up. Most of these are tax documents. And guys, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get into all of this because I wouldn't want to get any details wrong, you know, and be fake news. Yeah, that's a dig at you know who. Not the first jerk, but the recent jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my goodness, guys, Watchtower is getting grants from so many of these people. There's a list here under Watchtower Bible Tract Society of 218 grants they have gotten. I mean, it's like you wouldn't believe some of these, you know,
Well, go ahead.
Wise Resources, you know, they got $97,000 grant from these people. Haven Ministries? I mean, Give Back Foundation, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York? I mean, you know...
Well, just look at the dollar amounts of the grants. Now, here's something that we might be able to do as a community if you decide to get this list. Track down these people that are giving grants to the Watchtower Bible Tract Society and see what you can do to write letters and ask them why they're giving grants to an institution that's hiding child abuse and pedophilia. And hey, maybe somebody like Zalkin might appreciate a list like this.
John Hannah Charitable Foundation, $50,000.
The Burrs Family Foundation.
The Grindstaff Family Foundation, $150,000. Oh my God. Gamba Family Foundation, $1,050,000.
Kamba.
Kamba. K-A-M-B-A Family Foundation. Guys, the Mount Tabor Charitable Foundation to the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, $100,000 for their worldwide work. You know, are these rich witnesses giving them this? But like I said, when you get to this citizensaudit.org website, just try all of Watchtower's corporations that you know, and I know many of you are researching this. So like I said, you know, the ghost that sent me this, you know, thank you very much, because this just opens a whole new cavern to this rabbit hole. And I mean, their ties with so many, and I mean, like United Way and a pharmaceutical company. You know, we knew about their stocks and investments, but this is grants. This is under grants.
Here's a name, Donald W. Wallace and Erica R. Wallace, $50,879 to support the organization.
Yeah.
You know they're Jehovah's Witnesses. That's the kind of money that some Jehovah's Witnesses have. And it's called expendable cash.
Yeah. Now, when you get to the website, look over on the left-hand side. You will see it says like grants and tax documents. See, all of these have to be on tax documents for the IRS. And you're going to see a whole bunch of foundations and investments. And, you know, many have done videos about their investments. Oh, yeah, there's so much more. There's so much more to that. And then all of these grants and everything, and of all this money. New World Educational Center, Watchtower Bible Tract Society, $205,000. Charity/education. Wow. Wow. So that is a good resource for those of you who are, you know, researching the corporations and the money trail, because they have to have this in their tax documents. And like I said, tax documents Form 990s, and that's the one where you get the investments
Yep.
in income. Okay, now to this one. Oh my goodness. This one was so sad. I mean, my goodness. A young woman. Apparently, an American Jehovah's Witness in South Africa. He was a devout Jehovah's Witness. And there's an article here that he raped and killed a young woman. And I'm going to put all the links down below. Thank you so much, Lord Anubis. Love the name, by the way.
I love the name.
Us fellow heretics have to stick together.
That's right.
Heretics, Gnostics, whatever you want to label us with, but love it. But it's a male ex-colleague said he is a staunch Christian, but he has a very dark side. And it's quite a long article. There's actually a couple articles. And one of the news here has her funeral. And the police minister got up and he is basically getting everybody riled, you know, turning them into a mob, that this has got to stop. But the one article in the Politics Web, I found this interesting because it said the residents torch the house of, and I can't pronounce her name, I'll just say UM, alleged killer. Now this article was on September 5th. Khayelitsha residents dig grave for man accused of killing UM. This town's residents have torched the house said to belong to a man who is suspected of killing 19-year-old UCT student. And I'm just going to give a few highlights of the article because it's such a long one. But apparently he was working for the post office. He had not been vetted by the post office. He had no security clearance. And they hadn't even done a background check on him because he started as a temporary and then he became a permanent, you know, teller at the post office. And it's disturbing because he had access to all these young women's addresses, you know, when they were bringing packages and letters and stuff. So he had their addresses. And one in the article says, I knew my daughter was next because he asked her to bring a letter in, you know, at a certain time, you know, probably when he was there. But, you know, raped and killed her. And what's disturbing and why the post office is under fire and why the police minister is upset is because without the background check, they did not know that he had already been convicted of sexual harassment. So, you know, this is really sad, and our hearts and thoughts go out to the family. And I mean, to watch the funeral is just heartbreaking. It really is. You know, just everybody is so upset. But apparently the residents of this town thought that he might get out of jail on bail, and they went and they torched his house, and there's, you know, a picture of it. And of course they got their camera phones out watching it burn down. But this is another country that is going to be working on the sex offender, you know, prison sentences that they're probably going to get life in prison. So anyway, I just wanted to mention though, in this article here on Politics Web, it said he fooled all of us pretending to be a man of God while he is a monster. They must give him bail. We will sort him out. So if they let him out on bail, I think those townspeople are going to take matters into their own hand.
We're beginning to see a change in society, cultures, because it's gotten to what I will call a fever pitch. Good, honest, hearted people are getting sick and tired of a society, a community that has done nothing about child sexual abuse. And the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, the Watchtower and Babel Craft Society, in my opinion, is also in the forefront of bearing the responsibility. Because Jehovah's Clean organization ain't clean. They're hiding this problem. And you all heard Zalkin say, they're more stubborn than the Pope is. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah. Now we also got the September, announcements to the elders, and that is just the same old stuff. And they are going to be cracking down on these pioneers who are getting most of their time, doing remodels and, building projects and stuff like that, where they can actually count time, when they do that. So they're going to crack down on them, and they can only count 70 hours on those. But we got the list of publications discards. This is interesting. Okay, there's 2 pages of these, so I'm just gonna skim through these. Watchtower Library, discard all versions prior to 2017. It's a good thing I kept all of my CD-ROMs
Keep
clear
them all,
back.
guys. Keep them all.
Yearbook of Jehovah's Witnesses, previous years, display, offer to other congregations, then discard. So they don't, want any of the
They want the yearbooks gone.
Yeah. Any book published before 1987 except the following. All scriptures inspired of God and beneficial, comprehensive concordance of the New World Translation. How did it get here? By evolution or by creation? Reasoning from the scriptures and the Watchtower Publications Index.
But
Discard.
But we all gave talks from this life-saving information. I mean, we all took this from door to door. Well, in fact, we even handed this out to friends and fellow countrymen. And we even were taught to say, well, don't believe us. Look at what, the Webster's Dictionary says. This was all life-saving information from Jehovah's organization. Watchtower, doesn't this save lives anymore? I mean, after all, this book specifically says that before the generation of 1914 disappears, we will already be in the new system of things. But that's life-saving information. Everybody in the world needs this life-saving. It's all crap now. Ain't that right, Watchtower? It's all crap. And it's just as much crap today as it was the day you monkeys' asses started printing it.
You just woke the dog up. Poor Dusty. Scared her. Okay, any brochure published before 1980, display then discard. Any booklet published before 1990, display then discard.
What a huge waste of time this now all became, because all those hours we spent from going door to door. Hey, would you like to see the new brochure from the Watchtower Bible Tract Society? This has Jehovah's life-saving message. Isn't it any good? I mean, what a huge waste of time that was all. Because now it's all discarded. It's no good. It's refuse. What a waste of time.
Do I detect a mocking tone?
Of course. I mean, because, you got to remember, these self-appointed king priests, the governing idiots, provided, an organization to get all this life-saving information out to the public so that the public can learn about Jehovah. And here's what you need. You need this brochure. You need this reasoning book. You need everything we have, and you will have everlasting life. What a huge waste of time.
Well, if they don't believe you, they can just go look on Watchtower's charity applications, to these different countries, and their Watchtower charters that are available online, and it says that they're doing life-saving work educating people about the Bible.
And the information you used is from Almighty God's organization, because this is what He's using. So you're telling us that God, Almighty God, what He said 20, 30 years ago doesn't seem good enough today? God's changing His mind once again? Come on, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay, the charitable planning to benefit kingdom service worldwide. Discard.
Charitable.
Now we know this is the estate planning booklet, that they have. Discard My Book of Bible Stories. Discard all versions prior to 2004. You know why? Because the old My Book of Bible Stories, the hardback that, we raised Shyla on, the one Aunt Mo, holds in the introduction to the Caleb and Sophia cartoons, when those started, of, oh, what a blessing this was for Jehovah, for teaching their boys.
Throw it away. It's no good.
Oh, the Revelation book.
What?
Discard all versions prior to 2006.
But we need the life-saving information in the Revelation book, so that we can begin to know when Jehovah's pouring out His bowls of anger, upon Christendom. I mean, we need.
That's why they have the new version, because all the old versions were wrong about who's getting His anger.
Yeah, it's Watchtower who's getting Jehovah's anger.
The knowledge that leads to eternal life.
The knowledge book? Oh my God, get rid of it?
Replaced with, what does the Bible really teach? Worship the only true God. If replaced, keep yourself in God's love. Go make disciples, baptizing them. If replaced by organized to accomplish our ministry or organized to do Jehovah's will, destroy.
Look, what's going to happen is that Jehovah Witness that sees this, they're going to destroy it all. I guarantee you they're going to destroy it all.
Bible topics for discussion.
Well, isn't it interesting, friends, that some of the publications that are being listed to get rid of, to destroy, were the same very publications that we were putting in the public's hands as life-saving information?
Organized to accomplish our ministry. If replaced by organized to do Jehovah's will, destroy.
Oh, it's because it's being used in a court of law against them.
Organized to do Jehovah's will. Well, isn't it great then that we have brand new pristine copies of this that we can send people?
So if anybody is trying to do some litigation in a court of law, and you need a pristine copy of one of these books, you might want to give us a little jingle.
But their new organization book is available online on their website. Okay. The Organized to Do Jehovah's Will, destroy hardcover editions only if replaced by softcover editions. There's a lot of brochures. Oh, you're going to like this one. Sing to Jehovah. Mikey's favorite.
Now, I can really understand why they want these destroyed, because there's the infamous penis right there. Now, how do we know that this is a penis? Well, because they replaced it with this one on the back cover. The penis is gone, the black guy's gone. He's still looking at the girl. He's still making eye contact with the girl. But, the thing is that when this songbook came out, replacing this one, I did another video saying, Watchtower, great, I'm glad you get rid of the penis, but how come you didn't get rid of the angry woman right here? And lo and behold, within a month or so, guess what, brothers and sisters? 15 new kingdom songs from Jehovah, and now your new songbook is going to match your silver sword.
Solid gray.
Oh, yeah. I can understand why they're going to get rid of the songbook. But I mean, everything else is life-saving information that's no longer life-saving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, that's what happens when you have a publishing company trying to pretend to be a religion.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And we'll try to keep up on all this news. It's a little difficult when we're still trying to put my office back together.
That's why I was still in the back bedroom.
Yeah. But at least the floor is done.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for your emails and love and support. We appreciate it, and your comments. And we want to thank all of those who have been sending encouraging messages to us to, keep us going. And we just wanted to share just a couple of them. And I know I'm not going to get through this one without crying, so bear with me. Thank you so much, sweetie. We love you too. The best way to take away someone's power is to distract them. We have all been distracted, torn down, beaten up, and they have tried to break us. A lot of us have been broken, but those of us that rise against it and overpower it become revolutionary badasses we want to see in the world. I see that in you. You have that potential. Don't be discouraged by your struggle, no matter what you can do. You do have power. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Friends, I can't tell you enough how much of a real inspiration you are to all concerned. Your never give up and determination to succeed, even when weirdos try to find fault and discredit you. Your bouncing back with even more evidence to prove them wrong are qualities we all need to have rub off on us. Your encouraging, cheerful, and joyful attitudes cannot be matched by anyone in our fight to free others from prison-like organizations such as the Watchtower. You too are examples for all of us, and I hope and pray that others will have the guts to stand up and be counted as fighters in the XJW Army. And
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, yes. Kim and I know who the ghost is. So I'm going to just leave it at that. We know who it is. Thank you, dear sir. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to more continuing working with you in this endeavor to free slaves in the Watchtower. But the whole point of this is, friends, is that it's your encouraging messages to us that keep us going, that keep us studying, that keep us researching, and that just keeps us going when it seems like the trolls, the JW agents seem to be attacking. And like we said earlier, you get a lot of flack when you're over the target. And obviously,
I'll just read
we're
his,
over the target.
yeah, and I'll just read his. Thank you, sweetie. The most flack comes when you are over the target. It sounds like you were frustrated today, but please stay the course and keep your heads up. Your work is so important. My 15-year-old son now is awake, and Mom is now seeing that BS too. So many people silently watching you, like me, for years. You have the strength and courage to be on the forefront of this fight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's encouragement like this that keeps us going. And I'm just going to be honest with everybody here. We're not in this for money. We don't make any money doing this. 99% of what we do is at our own expense, because I will not be controlled by another man, and especially somebody who tries to throw money at us. Ain't going to happen. Because
Or a woman.
Or a woman, because money will eventually become the controlling factor. And that's why we really don't want donations. That's why we don't even talk about money. But I'm just letting everybody realize.
But we do thank everybody, the support we do.
Yes.
It does help. I mean, it keeps us in the pins for our nailing coffin.
Yeah, actually, really.
And ink for my printer. So we do appreciate, everything, you guys do to help.
So what I'm really getting at, friends, is that Kim and I...
That's why we won't join any of these foundations and organizations.
Right, because when you join a group or when somebody's feeding you a lot of money, eventually you become their slave. And I refuse. Or
make you a board member.
Yeah, and I refuse to be a slave, because when you do, you lose your individuality. I spent 40 years in a cult, losing my individuality. Kim spent her life in a cult, losing her individuality. All of you out there have spent your life in a cult, losing your individuality.
And like that person that sent me the text message, and they said, they've tried to beat us down. And, that happened to me just this past week by someone in an organization. They tried to beat me down into submission and tell me what to do, and verbally abuse me, and very disrespectful and rude. And no, we're not going to put up with that anymore. No. And I didn't finish my thought earlier when I was mentioning, about being a physical abuse survivor. The point I was trying to make is I feel that since there's so much abuse and so much violation of human rights in these cults, and it doesn't matter which one, there's several cults. They're all cults as far as I'm concerned. They don't deserve any respect.
No.
I don't feel that I owe Watchtower any respect at all. They have taken my family from me.
They've taken all your families.
They've beaten all of us down. They've labeled us as apostates and liars and telling half-truths and lies. And look what they've done to these poor abuse, survivors. So I feel they don't deserve any respect at all. And if you hear hate in my tone when I mention them, it is there. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. I wish they were gone. So yeah, they don't deserve any respect.
That's right, because they're killing people. Their policies are destroying lives. And when you sit here feeling sorry for the rank and file is just as responsible. Maybe they don't bear the greater share of the burden, but when that rank and file member is shunning you, they are responsible because they're not connecting the dots themselves.
What about all of the people who have committed suicide because of the shunning?
Yeah.
Do you think they respect Watchtower?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody, who went after little, I even forget his name. Some said he's a young Jehovah's Witness because his YouTube channel is all gaming stuff. But I want to thank everybody who reported him and alerted us to the problem, because this is slanders and lies. Because I've known this man since he was 17 years old. In fact, next week we are going to be celebrating our 40th anniversary.
40 years.
Yeah. And if he was on, a sex offender list, believe me, I wouldn't still be married to him.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So, anyway.
But like some might suggest.
Yeah, what's next? What's next?
What's
what are you guys going to try next? Nothing surprises me anymore.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is I laugh and mock at it because I see the total insanity of it all. Jeez.
Yeah.
Really, I see the insanity of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we know for what it is. Just like I know when we first started doing videos and started getting popular, somebody had sent us a picture of a young woman in her underwear. And then all these rumors were going around that Mike, got a little too friendly with this person and, made some comments and allegedly sent someone photos of himself. And it was great because I was able to shut that down because, first of all, he doesn't know how to work our camera.
Pretty illiterate.
So if there's any pictures of his, I would have had to have taken them and put them on
had
my.
to send them.
He doesn't know how to use Facebook, so I know he didn't send these pictures to these women, of himself. And this little trollop in her underwear, it's like if anybody was, having communication with her on Facebook, they were either posing as Michael or it would have had to have been me. And the biggest alibi he has is that was during the time when he was at his Mountain Man rendezvous and he was gone for a week.
I was gone for a week when all of that crap
So
was
when this
going down.
allegedly happened, when he came home, I told him, and he just started laughing.
Because it's insanity. You're dealing with people that have a mental illness problem.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And it's really sad that we're all fighting and exposing Watchtower for the child sexual abuse, but I also feel that the mental illness problem is a residual effect of that. And the spiritual abuse is a residual effect of all of that. And I would love to see some lawyer somewhere finally sit down and tackle it, because when I started doing videos on subliminal images, there is a law in the United States of America that forbids doing this kind of crap right here. There is a law, but unfortunately a lawyer won't touch it because you have to have psychological
You had to prove
analysis.
Yeah.
You have to have a bunch of psychologists behind you to say, yes, because Watchtower keeps doing this, this is one of the reasons why they have a child predator problem, child sexual problem within your organization. Because these things, whether you see them or not, whether you see them or not,
It's kind of glaring on the
Yeah.
book. I don't think they can see it. So here, let me hold that up there.
whether you see it or not, it still registers in the deepest recesses of your mind. I've studied this subject for a very long time. I comprehend what's going on, and I also understand why lawyers won't touch it, because they need the scientific evidence to back up the effects of this sort of thing.
But I will say that, if you do a search of our channel, that video is up that we originally did about the penis on the songbook. And we took a lot of flack from that.
Oh, of course. Look.
From the regressive elder.
Look, when you hit the
You get
you get a lot of flack
when you're
hit
above the
When
target.
you're above the target, exactly.
I like that saying. Thank you.
Yes.
So, thank you everybody so much for all this information. And my goodness, so much news coming in, and it's kind of sad to see all of these Jehovah's Witnesses just losing it. And don't they realize, doesn't anybody realize, everybody has a camera now. There are cameras everywhere. You can't do anything without a camera being on you. So, to slap somebody who obviously has a camera in their phone, what is wrong with this person? What is wrong with this Jehovah's Witness? And to go to the door asking for a 15-year-old girl? Oh my God.
Here again, they're getting rid of life-saving literature, so they don't have anything to place at the doors anymore either.
So, my goodness.
It's maddening, but it's also exciting at the same time to see what Watchtower's doing and being on this side of the camera and being able to mock the living crap out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely mock-worthy.
Yeah, except the fact that, people are getting hurt, people are getting killed. The 19-year-old that was killed in South Africa, it's like, my goodness, poor thing, that was horrible. And when you read the details in the article of what he all did to her, I mean, it's disgusting, and it's just gory, and it's horrible. It's horrible. And the thing is there's so much press right now about Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses. I feel that it's just going to continue to build pressure.
That's what it's going to do.
Instead of the anger being like right below the surface, it's actually like a pressure cooker. And it's just sitting there simmering. And it's just waiting to explode.
Yep. All of the warning signs are there, friends. The pressure's building against this organization. And, don't ever forget. Don't ever forget what happened in Jonestown, Guyana, because that pressure cooker exploded.
Yeah. In fact, one of the documents that the Ghost sent me from this citizens audit, the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania, it had a list of financial affiliations with countries. It had a list of these countries, and one of the countries was Guyana.
Yep.
So like I said, guys, for those of you, who do this research, my goodness.
Well, what we're really beginning to see change in this community, and it's just a little below the surface, but we're all becoming much more efficient investigators and reporters.
We're all private investigators.
Doing it. We're all private investigators. For those that like to mock me because of what I'm doing about the Bible and other videos, I don't consider myself a scholar. I'm an independent researcher, because that's what I'm doing. Independent research. Investigator.
Yeah. And along those lines, we were on our way to the city earlier, and I told Mike, it's like, it's interesting. It's almost like, and I know a lot of like Gnostics and other beliefs, have this belief in reincarnation, and they feel that we're here on this planet now for a reason. And, we were somewhere else, and basically our soul is here on this planet. And I told Mike, I said, what if this was actually a prison planet, and we were somewhere else in a better place, and we did something in that past life that went against, the source of all, and, we were put in these little meat sacks as a prison sentence, with a short lifespan, to see what we were going to do while we were on this planet. Were we going to do good? Were we going to do bad? And, going back to Lord Anubis, when you do research on the god Anubis in Egyptian, religion, I believe he was the god of the underworld, and
Osiris, one of the two.
And he would weigh the hearts of those that had died, with a feather, whether you were good or whether you were bad. And this is where your Book of the Dead, the questions were, did you murder? Did you covet your fellow man's wife? Or, your neighbor's wife? Did you steal?
Did you lie?
Yeah. So, this predates the Ten Commandments by a long time.
Many, many people feel the Ten Commandments came directly from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Instead of asking the questions, it just got turned into statements.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this is what I believe. I'm just asking questions. What if this is a prison planet and we're here to see what we're going to do, and then when we, drop this meat sack, is our soul either going to go to a worse place, or are we going to go back to the place where we were, redeemed?
Time to tell.
I don't know.
Death on a death planet will answer that question.
I guess we'll find out, when we drop these meat sacks and go away. But just something to think about.
Find out. Sooner or later, we're going to find out.
Yeah. Yep. So thank you everybody for watching, and thank you, to all of our subscribers. And you guys know we love you, and we couldn't do this without all of you. Just know that.
Yes.
We couldn't do this without you.
Continue the independent research, the independent study. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
And I'm going to try to get Mikey's part 2
Yeah,
done.
because I'm ready to go with part 3.
Yeah, he's found some more stuff ready to go with part 3. You guys only think December 25th is a pagan holiday.
Oh,
Wait till you hear what he...
Don't give it away.
Wait till you hear what he's got about this.
Don't give it away. I know you're chomping at the bit. Please don't.
No, I'm not going to give it away, but wait till you see what he's found about this.
Wait till you see. Yeah. In fact, I've even told 2 people on the phone already, and both of them, it was like a jaw-dropping moment. I can literally hear the jaw hitting the floor.
Yep, exactly.
So, hey, it's coming soon. Trust me.
Yeah. So you all have a wonderful week, and we love you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.